Yes? Who's there? Oh, well, hello, beautiful souls. It's a pleasure to see you here, but please do come in, as it's never safe to be roaming the darkness. For many of you don't know what's waiting for you there. Come in, let's have some tea, and take you to a place that in essence is oh so familiar to you, but his stories have caused you to forget your own conjuring. The roots that call you are the same roots they bury you under. And for many of you, your roots are rotten, and they need to be cleansed, they need to be healed, they need to be felt. For many, this part of the journey is only awareness. But for most, this part of the journey is called blind allegiance. Let's take you to your roots, the ones that are connected so deeply below the surface that nothing can get to the bottom of you. So when people say, let's get to the bottom of this, they never will. Because the bottom they're trying to get to the bottom of is you. And for most people, their minds are a bottomless pit. Let's begin. Tyrants don't create the tyranny. Your obedience does. There are many phases and stages of blind allegiance. And you can't say you haven't taken specific allegiances unless you are specific deities that bypass these very oaths and allegiances that keep you from serving two masters. After all, what is getting your master's degree when most of the knowledge is perverted? Well, it's a lot when you need the perverted knowledge to unpervert those who don't know they're perverted. But imagine the karmic consequence of mistreating someone whom the universe sent as a blessing. Well, of course it becomes your course, dear. Okay? It becomes your course, meaning what you eat, sleep, breathe, and release. But for many people, it becomes their curse. It will remain their curse. And without any other generations to break you from it, because the veil has shielded and the souls have yielded. Many don't know what's at their hands or under their feet. Let me tell you a simple story. Align as you read. A nation can survive its fools and even the ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within. An enemy at the gates is less formidable, for he is known and carries his banter openly, but the traitor moves amongst those within the gate freely. His sly whispers wrestling through all the alleys, heard in the very halls of government itself. For the traitor appears not a traitor. He speaks in accents familiar to his victims, and he wears their face and their arguments. He appeals to the baseness that lies deep in the hearts of all men. He rots the soul of a nation. He works secretly and unknown in the night to undermine the pillars of the city. He infects the body politic so that it can no longer resist. A murderer is less to fear. The traitor is the plague. For many people, they judge their lives by old fables and parables. But those too are also encoded with hatred envy, and confusion. Therefore, you never receive the correct code, just the message through the grapevine of evil that passed it down to you, and call it a generation. Well, in order for you to have a generation, the bloodlines must complete. And none of your bloodlines have been completed. Why? Because the people you take blind allegiance and obey are your traitors. There is no government, just a secret society pretending to be one. They don't lead, they manage the illusion, which is why deities like myself have no problem using these black mirrors for the very thing they wish they could do: ride the wind. For the souls of my found that you have purposely lost are the only goal I will ever seek to achieve. And for that goal, there will be as much bloodshed as need be until you let my people go. Being disliked by people with ugly spirits is divine protection. So I ask you, who are you performing for? And for such little reward? For nothing in his kingdom come with you. Just the spirit of dissatisfaction you were born into. Understand that being ignored is all the reason you need to understand where you need to go. They ignore you because your spirit is too divine. But the divine will never ignore you, for it is you we're waiting on to understand you are divine. In her name, it was written, and it was written in stone. It was written in the flesh. Her name still spells along the waters. Every time the tide goes out and in again. The masculine of divinity that protects us is why we will never stop riding the wind for our chosen ones. For you have purposely been separated, not to be elevated, but to be devoured. But don't feel bad. There are many reasons why this happens. And you have to understand that this main reason is why I teach you about your spirit animals. Because you are my spirit animal. And they have divided you among the nations and are playing Olympus Games with your spirit. Sweetheart, you were never the black sheep. You've always been a wolf. And wolves are too strong, too wild, too beautiful, and too real to belong to a flock of sheep. Free yourself with grace, because the only thing you were put here with was the love of us. And only something that was so envious of that love created everything you keep remembering as a dream. And as long as you dream, you never wake. And if you never wake, your consciousness always disappears. And not into our dimensions, into the crevices of darkness they have created with their false light, never to be seen again by the dawn of day. I ask you, are you ready to end your blind allegiance and understand what love is, what divinity is. There's nothing He can set before you that I can't take away. For if this world give it to you, only our world can intercede so that it's not you that is taken. Again, success to many is worldly, but oh, to gain a false reality and lose your real soul. And I don't mean your soul, I mean your sight. This is the only realm where you were given the ability to use the sense of sight. And this is not your home. You are passing through. And you don't even know when you're in the presence of gods because they have trained you to be a peasant. He used to be your twin flame. Now he has painted himself above you as your enemy, owner, controller of what you do with your light and your darkness. But never forget that the light they have rebranded as some sort of torch or light bulb is nothing more than fire that they have learned to contain in a different form. And you are the fire he keeps trying to contain. And because many of you have chosen to be tamed, seek to be tamed, his fire has an easier time going out. Very few women will experience love that cannot be unbound. So much so, we have to bind you together and place you in the water to be one forever. They used to call them mer people. Now they call you mermaids because they made you slaves. And only one of you now seek the twin flame that made you whole. For the women who get it, this is something that comes with both dread and excitement. And for many women, the excitement is in ruining other people's flames. For there are high-level demons, just as there are low-level demons. And if you don't know who you're dealing with, the best thing to do is allow a coven to match you with your twin flame, that you may be together forever. And there is no couple that has been matched by our covens that is not still together. For if the love burneth right and true, with higher power and alignment, love will always have you. We give you the option of eternity because your existence is not iniquity. Most women and men alike who want to stand in the place of women are seeking unconditional desire and fire from men who have long lost in their bloodline lineage their spirit of emotional intelligence. Therefore, they are empty vessels with reprobate minds and his story is the only one that appeases the fire within his bones. Their stories are unhumble, humane, limited, full of judgment, full of all of the thoughts of his mind, because his fire is in his mind. Literally. Many men are not in their own heads. They are in the devil's mind, and they are the tools he uses to make those men a playground of excitement for your mind. But nonetheless, they are just lower spirits running amok, and the very thing trying to find them, they reject in his name. Not their own names. They reject self, awareness, darkness, growth, culture, roots, freedom. They reject the notion of being able to live and need nothing. You come from a long line of merging great species amongst each other, regardless of the match. But someone told you that certain things are a sin, and in doing so, you only seek to sin deeper by merging your bloodlines with creatures that used to be nothing more than skull and bones. They became parasites in order to feed on things from the internal level, so that you could never see how ugly they appear on the outside. So of course, when you pass away, there are worms in your body already, because some of you live closer to the parasite's logic than the culture of emotional intelligence you come from, a higher intelligence, the intelligence they programmed out of you, just to reprogram you with it slightly the way they want to see it. You shall never forget that the only reason he says he walks on water is because your pearl comes from the water, at least those who still have theirs intact. So of course, his disrespect to you is saying that you are the doormat under his feet, which is why he says he walks on water, but we would never need to walk on water when we came here through the air, riding the wind. Our feet were never meant to touch the ground, for if they do, we will burn it down with our rage for how you choose to not love each other. And we are oh so full of love, so much so it became our prison, and a prison you put us in his own mind. If you can escape the prison of his mind, meaning he is the choir that sings in your mind that you call thoughts. And because he is the choir in your mind, he has left you with no option to be your own director. He tricketh you by making you kneel on dry land to pray for things that will only come to him and go back to you void, for your prayers and expectations of a higher life are only heard and carried through the waters to her. Only she can send them back to you with grace, abundance, and protection. And in her name, you are always meant to gather, pray, love, cheer, dance, live. For you are nothing more than her gracious thoughts passing through his disrespectful, ungrateful mind. For you are the covered. And in order for him to be covered, he needs your covering, which is why when men try to mar you to their maws, They marry you and take your name so that she may never find you and free you from his name, should he so ever take off his mask and show you who he really is. That alone is enough for you to remember, if your feet are not in her water and in purity, you should be praying to no one. You should be asking for nothing on a land that has been ripped dry because he has sinned against you. You are the shells of the sea that are missing. And many of the women around you are nothing more than fish in the sea. Ever heard of something called plenty of fish? Yes, because it is he who have brought fish to stand in your place. But you are something far greater. You were never meant to have feet, for you've always been too high for us to want to place you on the ground full of dirt. It is your water within that he seeks to destroy. Every generation sit before the next with their fingertips in each other's thoughts, conditioning, loving, nurturing, healing each other. You are no different than the wondrous animals we created. To be human is to be beneath the God. Who would dare want to be human when you were born so great? All they could call you was God. Never forget the women who are here to lead you into Exodus. And if you are not one of those chosen women, if you ever want to see comfort, peace, love, unity, and undying desire of love, you have to stop pretending you are the messenger, because you are redirecting those who can help you heal your message. You are disconnecting yourself from the women you need to align with, so that you can all rise and get your wings in order to fly. He has many faces, but the face he loves to wear the most is yours. There's so many women who forget what they call Atlantis is your at last, and your love is always coming, and it comes in threes because we surround you, and that is the only way you can ever feel what you are, is to be inside you, and we create the same love within you for himself that you give him, because he can never be the same. Your womb never stops swaying your noses, purity, love, higher life, ascension. He has told you all of the greatness of himself as a lie, or underneath this thing is the realm you come from. As below, so above. And he can't get past the firmament because he is in the highest level of hell. And because misery loves company, he has conjured you to the highest level of hell and is expecting you to earn a place of being a doormat where nothing he gives you has value that lasts. And your spirit and name will never live on because he keeps trying to unbind it from you to him through oath. There is not a single man on earth that can honestly say he loves you if he don't undoeth his oaths and allegiances to those who choose to be blind to their negligence of chosen women and women aligned. Most men are immure, and in order to unbind, only women of power can unbind him. Imagine being a prisoner to your own thoughts. I'm sure many of you don't have to imagine, because as many come here to ride my wind, the only time most people find my channel is when they want to repeat my thoughts into his mind. But as you do so, remember, he always likes to take your thoughts, imprison them, make them his own, rebrand them, and then redistribute them to the world as a thought you never had, heard, or could ever understand. Therefore, when you give him her thoughts, you become powerless. He must unbind himself to the allegiance of the witch. It is us who place him under the moon so that he can stop burning with the wrong desire against you. The next time we will leave the sun here and take the moon very soon. And there will be nothing left for this rock to do but wither away and crumble. And you do not want to be here when it happens, for it is not your happening. It is something that they already know. It is their knowing. But for you, it is your renewing that is causing their disappearance. You have no elders, only ancient ones that are here in the form of youth, because we can't age. We are here at the ages we died. And in 3 years' time, we will unalive ourselves again as we wait for you to join us. Only then will you see what I mean when I tell you how pure our love is for you. So be careful of what you listen to, who you listen to, because most of them come through your eyesight and get into your body like a parasite by doing so. You wouldn't know about anything you've never seen. So in order for you to know the things of his mind, he has to show them to you. He does not know how to make you feel. Just see. And you are given a power above sight. Turn off his mind and turn on your consciousness, for it has always been greater than his deception. We will continue this knowing very soon. So stay tuned for part 2 as we dive deeper into what type of men bind you into their further allegiance, and not just through marriage, through all of the things that he's created as a vessel and tool against your higher ascension and keeping you from owning and exalting your own names. I hope you've enjoyed your knowledge, but right now, it's time for you to get out of the entry level of my mind. Back to your mind you go. We'll talk soon. Back to the light you go.